Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be a new video on my funded future. They just dropped a new program, and I just wanted to come here and make the video about. I do have an update that I'm supposed to make for you guys, and that they have something that I'm working on when it comes to trading and for the journey to continue. But for the moment, I want to go through this video, and then I will let you guys know what are the plan moving forward, what are the changes, or what are the reasons that I haven't been able to make consistent video as I was supposed to make, and what has been happening. So I think yesterday on Monday, I just saw on MyFundedFutures that they do have a new program in place for their traders. It's called Milestone, which I think it's a program that is a little bit similar to the Fivers. I don't know if you guys know that those prop firm, but they are called the Fivers. It's one of the oldest prop firm, I think even older than Top Step. And they had this program where you can get, before you get funding, they have this program that kind of like will walk you through your the funding program. So it's kind of in increments, but at the end of your funding challenges, you are qualified for payout and all this kind of stuff. So on my Funded Future Discord, they talk about their new milestone plan, which seems to be a special plan to help you earn payouts as early as your first milestone, progress through 4 phases, and after the 4th phase, you progress to live. You don't have no daily loss limit, and then no T1 news trading policy. With the milestone, you start phase 1 and aim to reach for your profit target while remaining consistent with a 20% consistency rule. I personally have already been struggling with 40% consistency rule, and that's why I tend to like the new starter. I think the new, what is it called again? The last new starter. Yeah, the starter plus. That's why I like the starter plus, because you didn't have to deal with the consistency rule. But we also have to agree that the consistency rule is in place to make you a consistent trader, not a degenerate that will just go in and over trade, over leverage just to get payout quicker, and in instant either blow your account and you lose money in the process. So reading it, I think it's something that's reasonable depending on the price. I would say depending on if you can afford it, I think that would be a good way to go, and if you want to build yourself as a trader. But if you are confident in your system, in your consistency, I would suggest to go with the other 2 program. Ideally the starter plus, so that you don't have to deal with a lot of restriction. So they talk about, for example, on a 50k account, you have a 3,000 profit target, and your aim is no more than 600 per day, which means that you won't be risking more than $250 or $300 per day, which means that there's no need to blow your trading account in a single day, that you will stick to the consistency rule until you get to payout. So if you have a good system, right, you have good trading system, but the only thing that you struggle with is risk management and, over leverage, over trading, with this plan, you don't need to over leverage, you don't need to over trade, because you know that, okay, my trading setup or my trading system is already in place. It has a good consistency. I'm gonna go in, risk $200 on a trade to make 4, or risk 3 to make 6 to meet the consistency rule, and I will do that until I reach the payout. And by the time I reach the payout, I'm already qualified for until I pass the challenge. And by the time I reach the phase 1 or phase 4, I'm already qualified for a payout. So like here's I say that, okay, once you have passed the challenge and reach phase 2, you will start off with a 2,000 payout to claim as an reward. So if you just follow the consistency rule, 200 a day or 300 risk a day to make 600 over the period of time until you pass the challenge. By the time you pass the challenge, you're already qualified for a payout. So it may take you a month if you are consistent, take high probability trade. It may take you a month to pass the combine, but then once you pass the challenge, you already qualify for a payout. Now you have to repeat this over 4 phases. Same, stick to the consistency, then over 4 phases. So over, let's say, a period of 4 months, you can claim as much as 8,000 in payout, and then you will be transferred to a live account with a substantial starting balance of 4,000 and a static drawdown. So they are not going to trail you on a day-to-day basis. You don't have a daily loss limit, and you can request a daily payout and more. I don't know if once they transfer you to live account, you still have to maintain the 20% consistency rule or not. This is something to look into a little bit more. I may make a detailed video about that later. But I just think like that's a good program, because that's something that I've been thinking about as of lately, as I'm just coming out of a big mental challenge with me not being able to actually trade because of my personal life, and I just couldn't manage it. I had a lot of things going on at the time, a lot of things internal, a lot of things personal that may not have put me in the right state of mind or emotional state to actually trade. So whenever I step up to the chart, I tend to overtrade, over leverage, tilt, trying to kind of like feel good just through the chart, and ending up just damaging myself a little bit more, So instead of spending more than, honestly, you don't need to spend more than $100 every month on a trading challenge at all. Because if you were to be consistent and not use this as a gambling opportunity, you can buy a single account, less than $100, and then just follow your rules. In that case, your rule wouldn't reward you until you make it to the payout process, which you have to pass a challenge and then get a payout. However, with this new case, at least by following your rule during the combine, which may take you a month or 2, you still get a payout. You still not lose on your initial investment, and you're still on the right track to actually get money out of the market and in a better trading mindset as you move forward, as you're managing more account and also all this kind of stuff. So this is their new challenge. So on 50K, you can earn up to 8K in payout, 4K in live account. Let's say within 20 trading days, we definitely know that at least a month or 2, right? To make that happen. And they do have a discount code for Milestone to get 10% off. The thing with this program is the cost. It costs substantially high when it comes to this program. In my case, instead of purchasing this program, I can just reset one of my funded account, because the 50K is like $400 and 5 for 100K, and then 6 for 150. If you know that you will follow the system, it will make you a better trader, and it will guarantee your payout, and you can afford it, I would say go for it, because it forces you to be consistent, because you know that there's no point for you to risk more than $200 or $300 a day. Even if you do, you're not going to qualify for payout. And if you don't, the likelihood of you blowing your trading account is very, very low, because on a day-to-day basis, you are not risking more than 0.5% of the account, right? So that's a program. I look into it, and I think it's a really nice program to follow. The consistency, I think that's something that can be for someone into consistency and into development, into a better trader, because you are not definitely doing that just to make money, but it's an investment that you will guarantee at least $1,500 or $8,000 on the return of your investment, right? So in my case, I'm not gonna go with that because I do have a bunch of funded accounts that I have, and that cost is the same cost for me to just reset my funding account, which just means that I don't need to go through a challenge phase no more. That I can just set those rules for myself and then pay that substantial amount to just do it. But which is something that I'm not going to do at the moment. And I don't think you need to spend more than $100 a month to develop like to build your funding account. But in case that you feel like this is something that is going to force you into not over trading, better consistency, better mindset, not really thinking too much about the money, but thinking long term in terms of like your progress as a trader, I would say that's a good plan to go with. So I saw the program yesterday and I just wanted to go over it real quick and talk about it. So as you can see here, they just updated on their platforms that they have those 3 programs. You have now the Milestone. You'll pay a one-time fee for $450 one time, probably throughout the year. So you got a year to go. Well, it's a lifetime. So you just got to do the thing that you need to do to reach consistency instead of paying monthly fees or reset fees. And then you are forced not to blow your account on the first trade. So that's the new program, which is a Milestone. Then you have the starter, and then you have the starter plus. The starter, I think it has a really low bar of entry. The only thing there is going to be the consistency rule. But if you can manage this consistency rule, or if you think that this consistency rule is not too bad, just use the same mindset, put it into the starter, pass the challenge, do that, focus on the consistency rule, do the same 20% here, you're still going to qualify for payout anyway. And if you don't want any of those rules and you believe in your system, you can go with the starter plus, where there's literally no much restriction beside the passing the account within 2 days, with the consistency rule being on the challenge. So I would say you guys make your choice. It's an opportunity, and it's a way for you to like force yourself to become a better trader. One thing that I wanted to point out as well is that even if you go with starter or starter plus, there are chances, if you are not on my degenerate level of tilt that I've been on lately, you may not have to experience that. But if you are someone who tend to be tilty or is really emotional in the moment at the time, or you are not going through a good period of time, I would say there's a likelihood of you spending that same amount on either starter or starter plus, because there have been times where I'm frustrated with things that I try to like control in my life, or like issues that I'm trying to deal with, and at the same time frustrating at my trading because I can't really find the satisfaction or find the right trade, or if we're in a choppy market, I get really frustrated, and I will probably buy on a challenge, right, and end up blowing that challenge, and just in the midst of the thing, buying another challenge again. That's already 160 right there. Or if I'm doing it on the starter plus, which I've actually done, that's 240. That's already half of this. Do that. You can literally do that in a day instead of paying that one fee and then just focusing. The initial payment can be substantial, but on the long term, it may actually save you money than you may realize. Because if you keep failing account, you need to fail this one how many times? I say if you are someone who pay it on a monthly basis, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 times of failing this will get about around that payment. About 3 months of failing this will get you around this payment. Now, let's say you are someone who failed and then resets. It reduces that one in 3 months, because on a monthly basis, you'll probably be spending 160, which is not, you just need 4 months to really reach the 445. And here, literally 2 months, or sometimes you can even do it in a day or in 2 weeks or in a single month. So looking at it, you're like, okay, the price is pretty high. Why would I do that? But at the same time, you realize, okay, I'm paying one-time fees. I'm forced to be consistent, to not risk a lot, to not blow the account. And I'm already qualified for payout, even if I just pass the challenge. and it may take me a month to pass that, but once I pass it, I'll qualify for a payout. It literally just changed the mindset of how you look at things compared to, I'm not even guaranteed for a payout if I pass this, because I can pass this and end up blowing the account, or I cannot pass it and end up resetting again, which is half of that. And I can literally be on a bad month tilting and just straight up into gambler mode and ending up paying the same fees for a single month for nothing. So it's up to you guys. That's just my perspective when it comes to it. I look at the thing. I just want to make a video about it. And like I said, those are things that I've dealt with. Those kind of expenses or tilting or those emotional responses have happened before. And rationally, I would say this is a good long-term investment. When it comes to the trading journey, the channel, and where I am sitting currently, I just came to the realization that I don't really need to spend much on combines, and I just need to get myself back to my funding level, which I need to do so with much clarity and much better state of mind when I'm doing that, because I know that my system is working. It has been working, but when I start getting a little bit too excited about the result, when I let frustration of daily life, or the constant struggle of the rat race, going to the work and all this kind of stuff, going to school, all this kind of stuff, get to me, just the stress of everything, I end up wanting to get out of the situation early, and then ending up making emotional decisions that don't benefit me when the market is not right market to trade, when there's no need to trade at all. So the new system moving forward will be resuming on Friday, which I'm going on a starter account. I don't need to spend that much, and I do believe that I can pass it and just get back to the funding level. I already showed why I don't need to pay this amount for the milestone, because I could just reset a funded account and then do that on that. But I don't want to do that. I believe I can just go back with the starter, pass it, and then refocus. We'll do the same thing that is expected on the milestone, but now we're doing it on a funded account on I think 0.5% risk, or around 200 each trading days, and just focus on 1 to 2 until payout, and then continue from there. So that's going to be the journey. That's definitely going to be the change that needs to be implemented. I think I've made a lot of mistakes that I'm learning from. And yeah, so just stay tuned, stay connected. There are content coming up, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of catch you guys up on the new program that MyFundedFutures had. Until next time, we should safe travel.